Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to talk about what to expect at the 2-month newborn checkup. As I told you guys in the last video, my baby boy just turned 2 months not too long ago, and we had the 2-month old appointment. In this appointment, this is where they give the shots. I know they receive one, I believe it's hepatitis dose when they're first born, and then in the 2-month checkup is where they receive the three, not hepatitis, but 3 different ones. Okay, so the number one thing that I would say to expect in this appointment is a lot of crying. There was a lot of crying when I got there, so I was like, nah, he's not gonna cry like this, babies. Was I wrong? So the first thing that they do when you get there is like a regular appointment. They weigh the baby, they measure his head, they measure his length, they check the baby's heart, you know, the usual that they did at the, was it at the month or at the 6 weeks? No, 6 weeks was for me. I think it was like a couple of days after they're born that you have to take them in. So it's usually the same thing that they do. Weigh them, measure their head, measure the body, and you know, everything. It's the same, except that after they do that, they are going to give them the shots. But with Noah, when they finished doing that, they sent me outside and they told me to wait for the nurse. So I had to wait for the nurse, and when the nurse called me in, she said to remove his clothing from the, like his pants, to remove it and to sit him on the little table that they have, to lay him down there. She told me they was gonna give him 2 in each thigh and 1 through the mouth. So the first one that she gave was the one through the mouth, and he did pretty good. He was sucking it like it was, I don't know if they put flavoring in it, but he liked it. He liked it. He just sucked it like it was, yeah, like he liked it. So I was like, okay, so this is not gonna be that bad. When I put him on the table to get the shots in the thighs, the first one, she told me to hold his leg down and not to move it. The first one, he stood quiet for like a second, and then he started crying like never before. I felt so bad for him because I couldn't do anything. They don't even let you carry them until they put the second one, because they don't want, you know. And I felt so bad for him. He just kept crying like never before, like really loud. I actually have a video that that we recorded when he was getting vaccinated, and I'm gonna insert it in so you guys can hear how loud he was crying. Like he never cried like that before. So it gets pretty loud, so you have to be ready. Then the baby stays crying, and then she does the second one right there. When the second one goes, oh my goodness, it's 2 times worse. Really big crying, and oh, he turned red. It was really bad. I felt really bad for him. But after the second one, I was able to carry him and calm him down. He wouldn't calm down. I tried everything. I gave him his pacifier. I carried him. I talked to him. I gave him his favorite toy. Nothing worked. He was crying. Where I go, the hospital is in the 3rd floor, and he was crying all the way down. He was crying in the elevator. He was crying when we got out of the hospital. He was crying like 2 blocks down. He was crying when I went to the parking lot to get the car. He stopped crying on our way to the house, like 15 minutes into our way to the house, and he fell asleep. So it was, I think he hurt it really bad. He was just crying a lot, and I feel so bad for him. Okay, so let me show you which ones were the ones. They gave me some papers on the vaccines. So he got three, right? One through the mouth, which is I believe is this one. Let me see. Yeah, I believe it's this one. Rotavirus vaccine. Okay, so this is the one that they administered to the mouth, and this wasn't so bad, like I said before. The second one that was through a shot through on his thigh was the DTaP vaccine, and then the third one was the hepatitis B, the second dose. So those are the ones that they get at the 2-month old newborn checkup. So she did tell me to put some warm water compress in his thighs, so the pain, I don't know, so the swelling will go down and he will feel so much pain. So but after he stopped crying and we got home, everything was fine. He was fine. He was laughing, smiling. He was happy. He ate normally. He didn't get any fever. That was until bedtime. So like bedtime for him is around 9. It's around 9. So at 9, he started getting a little bit hot. So I gave him infant Tylenol. I gave him a little bit of that, and he just started crying. Like I hurted him. So I did the warm water compress. He was still crying. He went to sleep that night like at midnight, just crying and really uncomfortable. It wasn't a good night. After he went to sleep at midnight, he slept through the whole night. He never sleeps through the whole night, but I guess the Tylenol had to do something with it. So he slept through the whole night, and then when he got up the next morning, he was same old Noah. Like, he was really happy. He was smiling. He didn't feel any pain. So that was my experience with the 2-month newborn checkup. I hope this video helped somebody out, and if you didn't know what to expect, now you know. So see you guys next week. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.